exciting. So, in that being said, I am gonna get back into more reality stuff because they're asking for it,
Hmm.
and it's gonna help me simply finance my films.
Right.
And that's
100%.
what I want to do is create, direct, produce films.
Love
Um,
that.
yeah, and it's cool because it's like, in this business, unfortunately, there's a lot of weird people that you deal with. So in reality, you might be stuck with a bunch of knuckleheads for a long time. I don't want that anymore. I want
Right.
to do a film. You're with me for 30, 45 days. If you're cool and you're great, you come on to the next,
Right.
you know, and that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You want to be a knucklehead. It's okay. But so it's interesting times, but
Yeah, it
again,
is.
it's one of those things. That's the project that I'm working on. I'm still working on the superhero film that I started before COVID.
Hmm.
So but that has Meosha. Everything has the right time to be released or done, and I
Absolutely.
believe that now for the superhero film that I'm doing, it's the right time, and simply because this whole AI stuff that's going on has really helped me, and technology has really in the past 2 years. I mean, during COVID, what were people were doing? They were trying to figure out stuff, and it's just all of a sudden it's all released. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I couldn't do this 4 years ago when I started this film.
Right. Yeah.
It's like now I'm like, wow. And I've done films in 6 months, release, boom, out there. You know, um, but this film has taken a lot. Psychic Visions movie that we released, I think we released it early this year.
Okay. Nice.
That was in production for 7 years.
Wowzers.
Yeah, and that's only because we didn't have the technology. The hard drive that the guys that were doing the post production in Mexico, there was an earthquake. I told the story before. The drive was stuck in the building for 6 to 8 months. We finally got to drive back, and then it got stolen from my partner, and we didn't. We lost the movies, both of them.
Oh my
So
goodness.
luckily, I had a 4K, had three segments of the movie, three cuts, half hours each from beginning to end in 4K, but no files. That's it. So
Yikes.
we were stuck. We couldn't do anything with it. Finally, the technology came out where we were able to really do some amazing stuff with to pull the sound and the music and dialogue, and we got it done. So it's out there. Psychic Visions, y'all. You can watch it on Tubi TV for free.
All
It's on
right.
every platform, that's ad generated. So, and again, I was relieved just to finally get that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Wow. Wow.
that was a
Me, I
huge
would be
step.
too. It's like, oh my God.
And one of the things too is like I get a chance to work in a lot of films. People are like, hey, can you do a cameo? Can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I support. It's
Yeah.
like you asked me, to be in your anthology, one of your,
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was so fun. That was
and
so fun.
I gotta say, I was really impressed with how you put that together and
Oh,
how you
thanks.
streamlined that. I was
Thank
like,
you.
I go, she's a really good director and producer. It
Thank
was like that
you.
was smooth, and we did that so fast. Yeah, Miosha. So like I was saying, you're a phenomenal director, producer, creator, and some of the stuff. I want people to see your anthology. I was spreading the word. I mean, I was impressed on what you're doing. And
Thank you. Speaking of the anthology, I actually, it's so funny. When I posted that trailer, um, because I remember we did it a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, and then I had got a team from like Italy reach
uh-huh.
out to me, and it's they're a media company, and they're like, we have over almost like 1 million subscribers. We love to put the movie on our channel. I was like, yes. So it's on their channel now. And I mean, people are loving it. It's almost hit like 2K views. And then another women in like it's called Women Reels Network. It's a women basically a company that's just women who create movies and directors and like a
Nice.
women-based thing, but it's a subscription base. And they were like, we would love to put the film on our channel. I was like, yeah. So
Great.
that's been that literally that trailer I posted, and everyone's like, yeah, I want to see it. So thank
That,
you so
yeah,
much
that
for
was
it
cool.
being what it is.
And yeah, and it's like it's funny because when you were directing me in that scene and you had me running, you had me running. I was like, Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give it my all.
It
I'm
was
telling
so
you, that
good.
was yeah, that was interesting. But that whole thing was spooky and creepy. I'm like, oh man, can you imagine if this really happens?
Right.
Wow. But yeah, I recommend it. Everybody, you got to check it out. It's phenomenal. I'm sure
Mhm.
you'll put up the link. It's there. I think I've seen it already. The link. So Miasha, what are your top five favorite movies?
Ooh, that is hard. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. So I really love psychological thrillers. Um, I love Suspiria. It's actually a French
Oh,
horror. Are you serious? Do you love
I
it?
know Suspiria. That was the scariest movie I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? The college witchcraft. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I couldn't sleep for
Are
years.
you serious? Oh my
So so
God.
oh my god, Suspiria is phenomenal. So I
So
got to
good.
tell you the part that freaked me out. Okay, so I'm sitting there with my sister Sonia, rest in peace, and we went to I think it was Panorama City to watch it. And
Nice.
I'm sitting there with my sister, and I'm scared. She loved horror films, and I was terrified. And I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, this hand comes through the window. Well, actually, you see these eyes in the window, right? And then you see this hand come right through the glass and rips out their heart. I almost died. I couldn't look out a window at night for a long time.
That's
But tell me
awesome.
more about Suspiria.
I just loved it. I love just the concept, I was like, that is so brilliant, and how it was shot. I think what I really love is the cinematography of movies. I'm a really big fan of Roger Deakins,
Mhm.
who did, oh God, he's did No Country for Old Men, just even that movie and how it was shot and with the wide angles and it was just beautiful. And I think that's what Get Out, I mean, it was really good. I love the cinematography in that. Um, I really like. I would say I'm gonna go really old school. I'm gonna go definitely gonna have to say Alfred Hitchcock, of course. He has some really, really good movies, even his short films. And that's what started me out doing short films because I remember one summer I rented um the Alfred Hitchcock the Alfred Hitchcock Presents series. And I just
Uh-huh.
kind of binge watched them. And I was like, oh my God, he's making short films and they're all so good and they're interesting and different. And that's what made me wanted to do the short film route and make short films, like little short stories, but make them creepy and a really cool concept. And then that's how my YouTube channel started to grow from that. But yeah, Alfred Hitchcock's definitely the goat, if you will, of cinema for sure.
Awesome.
What about you? What about you?
I love the fact that you said Suspiria. I got so excited like a little kid. I was like, wow, I would have never guessed.
I know.
Wow.
I'm
Old
surprised.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's phenomenal. Jeez. So I got to tell you, so my top movies right now is the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Uh, I like both versions. The new one, I like. It's awesome, but the story itself, it's just great. Even the original with Richard Chamberlain back in the days.
Yes.
I There's a few other movies. The Bicycle Thief is one that's really resonating with me.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think you
So
did. That's awesome. It's a good one.
I've had my kids watch it. It's just something that really resonates. I'm like, sometimes I think that I was really born in the wrong era.
Me too.
You know? So, so that's another one. And, I like action, Full Metal Jacket. That's one. The Godfather, Breaker Morant. That's another movie. So it's like I have, my top five. And
Nice.
and I'll tell you who put me on the spot. And this is why I was asking you. I was at the Malibu Cigar Lounge having a meeting with a friend of mine, El Mariachi himself.
Wow.
And this gentleman comes up and totally takes over our meeting. He puts his suitcase on the table, and Carlos, we just look at each other and we're like, hey, cool. He opens up, pulls out his cigar. He moves my stuff from the chair and puts it, on a different chair. And I'm like, hey, Mr. Busey, join us.
Wow.
I think I'll do that. So he said, what are you guys doing up here? He's telling me, we're having a meeting about a movie that, uh, Killer Kilo. I had all this stuff and I had this this mound on the table of props. I'm not gonna
Nice.
say what it was, and he's like, "Is that real?" I go, "No, it's synthetic. It's not real." And Carlos is just kind of laughing about it, and you know, so our meeting was blown out the water. We wanted to hear what Gary had to say.
Yeah.
It's like he says, "Lou," he says, "What's your budget on the movie?" I told him. He goes, "Okay, that's a decent budget." He says, "So tell me quickly, what are your top 5 movies?" This is Gary Busey, right? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
had to spit him out right away. And he goes, "I see you know movies." I go, "I'm testing you." He says, "I want to make sure that you know, I'm talking to somebody that knows about film." And you know, so
Hmm.
he had some other questions, and which is cool. And of course, Carlos, you know, Gallardo, he's the pro. You know, he's the man. He knows about everything. So
Yeah.
it was interesting. So that's where that question that I asked you, you know, your top
That's
movies.
amazing.
Yeah. So that
Wow.
was cool. Yeah, that I just got to share that with you. But
I love
yeah,
that.
just keep it up. You're phenomenal, and
Thank
again,
you.
you're yeah. I definitely want to work with you more.
Me
So
too. I really want to get you on something very very interesting and different. Like there's a potential project. And well, it's something that I was reached out to some years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. And it was a film that was written, well, directed by all women of color
mhm.
and women writers. But I mean, obviously we can have men as well acting in it, but you know, just from our and I was one of the directors on board alongside. She was like, I think this will be something cool. It's horror and it's women and it's different. So why not? You know, and I just never got finished, unfortunately.
So
I would love to
are
get
you,
you on that
you're
one.
talking about Chong? So you're talking about
Yes.
Ray Don Chong
Ray
from
Don.
Command?
Yes, Ray
Yeah,
Don.
one of my movies that I love, my action films. You know, she's a great character, and I got to tell you, I did get to meet her through a mutual friend of ours, Donna D'Erico.
Wow.
And I met her mother as well. So that
That's
was cool. Yeah. I'm glad
amazing.
she's doing that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I would, yeah, let me know whatever I can do, you know, whatever capacity. You know, I got this other gig that I'm going to be acting in. It's a series, and I play this heavy, which is great because sometimes I just want to express my anger, my frustration, and you know, just
Get it
it's
out.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, you know. So
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Do you enjoy acting?
I do. I do. It's fun. It's again because it allows me to express myself without being
Yeah.
judged.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, it's like I've done some stuff. I played like a pastor that dies. I played, you know, an angel in the movie. I played an attorney. Many attorneys. I played cops, detectives. I mean, I played it all, and I was like, all right, cool. And I just look back to like, okay, like the Rockford Files, like Perry Mason. Depending, I'm like, hey,
Mhm.
I know this guy. You know,
Right.
I know this character. I've been watching him all my life.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of my mentality, and I have fun, and you know, so there you go.
I love that. Having fun.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media to follow all the things that you're doing, all the great things?
So everything is at Lou Pizarro. So all my social media is at Lou Pizarro. Also, too, I just want to let everybody know that we have our very own YouTube channel exclusively for Operation Repo. We'll share that link with you, and that's through Super Bam. We're excited about that. And yeah, you know, I have a few things. The passport show that's big for us right now, and you guys will see. I'll share a little clip with you. You can post it on there.
Yes, I love that.
See some of the
Thank you.
interesting adventures I've had. You know, from almost dying 3 times, going to prison once. You know, it's all the food, but that's a whole nother show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
I want to live your life. I love that you live life on full to the fullest. Like that's what my whole mantra of living is about, is like living your life to the fullest because you get one go around. So, you
you know,
know.
I think you had to ask me a question too on our bullet points. It's like, what have been my setbacks?
Mhm.
And I'm going to share that with you. Um, the setbacks are what you make of them,
Ooh,
and
that's good.
normally setbacks come in the form of another person.
Mm.
For for whatever the reason may be, but you have to really make the best of them.